As we talk about shamanism, because it's not a well-known practice, what what do you think people should know about some of the more indigenous ways?
Oh, that's a tough one. Um, it's not a well-known practice, but it's kind of the roots of most practices. And shamanism isn't so much a religion as it is a spiritual orientation. Many people bring many different religious practices to shamanism. Um, there are similarities between shamans and the Roman Catholic Church, between shaman and um, uh, uh, traditional Judaism. I mean, it's more of a foundation as a spiritual approach to viewing problems and our space in the bigger world.
I had always thought of it as a better way to connect to your unconscious process. Um, some of the rituals from Catholicism, from Judaism, the sacraments that we use. In shamanism, we use a different form, isn't it? But they reach you at a deeper level. Could you speak to that?
I think that what you're talking about has to do with the whole idea of ritual and ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And as a people, we need ritual and ceremony. It's how we cement certain aspects of our growth and development. It's our kind of touch points of our lives. Every culture has funerary procedures because that's a touch point. We are celebrating an end. We are celebrating a transition. We are celebrating how we are going to come back together in a different way after the loss of this individual. We have, not so much in this culture anymore, but coming of age ceremonies where a person becomes an adult. I think in Western society we've kind of lost that, and so we've blurred the lines between, is an 8-year-old capable of this kind of responsibility and this kind of attitude, or do we wait until they're 12 or 13? And so, we no longer have that. But in traditional societies, there was a time at which you were recognized, you are no longer a child, you are now capable and to be expected to hold the place of an adult. And so they're touchstones for our lives, and it's part of how we kind of check our progress. So in that respect, I think ritual and ceremony are very important. I think that the primary difference between shamanism and traditional Western religions is that shamanism is something that happens as an individual is in charge of their spiritual experience as opposed to going through a priest or a minister. It's an intensely personal thing, and at the same time it's an intensely community-based thing because we grow, we develop, we live our lives, and then we leave, and it's all within the context of our community. When I have people in my practice that are struggling with, well, I'm spiritual but I'm not religious, what we talk about is the difference and purpose between spirituality and religion. That spirituality is your own personal belief. Religion is a practice of that belief. And in order for a good many people to practice, they have to practice within a community of people who have common beliefs, who have common rituals, who have common patterns, and that becomes the church. And that kind of helps them understand that church can be very important, one way or another. We are not isolated, and we can't function in isolation. Some people do very well, but for the most part, we are a communal organism, and we mark our progress through life through our contacts with other people, and they are our witnesses.